Hi folks. Well, today what I want to share with you is how I put together and how I get ready my new tender, the inflatable tender I just bought to replace my one that kind of fell apart. Anyway, so yeah, just come through, watch my video here, and I'll take you through basically how to set up the new inflatable tender and get it ready in the water to go exploring. Okay, so I am now going to inflate the tender. I've moved the main sheet traveller all the way over to port side just to give myself a bit more room on this side to inflate her. I've got the pump, the seat, and the inflatable deck. Yep, the bottom of the boat. Anyway, let's make a start. Okay, so I've unfolded it now even, and basically two things I need to attend to. There's two valves. I need to make sure that they're closed off because I opened them obviously to, I did open them to deflate it last time I had it blown up. So I don't want to be pumping and it's coming out as fast as I'm pumping it in. That sort of is a bit pointless, right? So let's have a look at that. Okay, so you can see the little thing in the middle there. Basically I press on it and it comes up. Okay, so that means it's locked in position. This one's going to be the same. Press it in, turn it round, boom, it comes out. Okay, so those will now hold the air that I pump into it, which makes us all very happy. All right, so let's put a bit of air in. Okay, so this is the pump hose, and it's got a bayonet attachment to it, which will basically go in, and I will lock it in. I'll need two hands though. Okay, I've got the hose attached. Yeah, there goes the pump, and noting basically that the pressure I need to put in there, basically 5 psi or 3.5 bar. I will partially deflate it only to start with, because I want to put the floor in there, and I also want to strap the seat across the top, which once it's fully inflated, very difficult to do. Okay, so that's one tube partially inflated. As you can see, there's no full pressure in there because what I said before. Anyway, now I will attack the other side. Okay, that's tubes 1 and 2, both partially inflated. So I'll go ahead now and put the seat and the floor in basically. I'll need to inflate the floor first. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so one floor. Same deal. I've released the valve so it'll hold any air I push into it, and it gives me the pressure I need to apply to this as well. Okay, one pump attached. Let's do this. Okay, got it on 0.35 bar as indicated, and we'll now put the little plug in. There we go. Nothing worse than being out there and sitting on it and go psst. Okay, as you can probably imagine, this would be impossible to get into the bottom of the boat if I had the tubes fully inflated. In fact, they may even be too high now, but I can let them down if I need to. So let's see how this goes in. Feels like a good floor, actually. I was quite surprised. Hey, we have the floor in now, and yeah, fits nicely. I can imagine they'd be quite nice and solid to stand on, actually. So yeah, who'd have thought? Air is amazing. Okay, so the next thing we want to stick in basically is the actual seat for the rower. You'll see that we've got straps on both of the tubes, and if you turn the seat over, it's actually got some hooks for want of a better word, that you can slot under those straps. Once again, that needs to be done before inflation fully, because you will not get them to reach otherwise. And obviously that probably adds a bit of stability to the boat in that it stops the tubes being pushed apart. So it's sort of part of the mechanism to hold it together. Anyway, let's have a go at that. Okay, so I've got my hooky bit and my strappy bit. And I'm going to try one-handed, but it's probably not going to work. No, it's not. Let me just do that, and then let me just look at the end result. Okay, so I've got one side hooked in. Okay, if you can see anything there. Now going to go across to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, we have both sides done now. All secure. So now it's time to pump up the tubes the rest of the way to the recommended temperature pressure of 0.24 bar. There you go. Okay, one side done. Looks pretty schmick. Let's try the other side. Okay, so there's quite a long bit of line that comes with this. You'll notice I've tied it up here. It's inflatable, right? It can blow away. It is not that light, but the wind's not that light either. So I'm going to now thread that in as suggested. And, we need something to put another one, don't we? We have something. Oars. There we go. We'll get those sorted out as well. Excellent. There wasn't actually any suggested or illustrated way of putting the line on, but what I've done is basically threaded it through everywhere. I basically tied it off here, so we've got a central place to pull it. I've run it through the eye over here, and any comments where I've gone wrong, I'm happy to entertain. Yeah, run it through that line there and right to the stern. I've put a little figure 8 knot at the end so it doesn't pull back through the hole. So my theory being basically you've got plenty of places to grab hold of this thing if you need to. So, yeah, I think it's getting close. Okay, so they've got the Rolex covered in some protective stuff. We'll try and take off now. So you can see why they've done that. It's a metal piece, obviously wrapped in amongst all the other softer stuff. So we'll get that off of there. That'll be the same on the other side as well. Okay, and the port side as well. So we'll just twist that off, and boom, there we go. Dispense with that. Now these obviously just screw off, not obviously, but they do. And the oars will obviously sit over that spike and be screwed on with this restraining nut. Okay, but let's put the oars together first. For the sake of convenience, the oars are broken down into halves, so this is obviously going to help you a lot with storing, transporting, where space is an issue. So very easy to put them together. You simply take the bottom half and slide it into the handle part, and depressing this little button, you can then push it in. Of course, trying to do that with one hand is really hard, but there you go, it snaps into place. Okay, and this is the part that goes over the rollock. Too easy. Okay, so I checked out the oars, and there's an ever so slight curvature of the oar paddle, and you basically want that curving towards the stern or the rear of the boat. Helps you scoop water. Okay, so making sure I've got that scoop to the back or to the rear of the boat, I now go and fit it over the top of the rollock here. So I'll do one-handed with a bit of luck. Boom. See, you can do it one-handed even. All right, so that's on there securely. And our little locking nut, we'll just pull that over the top. I might just put it underneath there so it's on the inside. And as simple as that, we screw it on. And we're ready to start paddling. Rowing even. Okay, so on the side of the unit, boat, we've got a little clamp for the oars here, which snap in quite solidly, which is good. You've got to give it a thump to get it in, but it means it's going to stay in. There's nothing worse I've found when they are getting loose and you're trying to carry it up the beach and the oars are flapping all over the place. So anyway, we are ready to launch. Okay, and here's our little tender now. Just sat in, feels really stable, and it feels like you're going to keep your feet dry too, with that wonderful floor, inflatable floor. Really happy with that. So we're all good here. Thank you for watching another Fast Forward to Queensland video. As always, don't forget to like, comment on YouTube and subscribe to Dawn Raider.